if you need to go to the store at the gas station, you won't have much trouble doing so, because they're probably out of fuel like this one. This gas station in Fort Walton, it's a Walmart Murphy Express, has no fuel but diesel. And they ran out of fuel an hour ago. Because everybody's going crazy buying fuel. And that's what they told them not to do. Don't get excited. Don't buy all the fuel. So, come on, Mississippi, move your butt. These people think they're going to get in a line. There is no line to get in. So, pray you have diesel. This guy got diesel. And he got a big tank in the back. I bet he's going to try to fill that full of diesel. Boy, would that be scary to live next to that. Yeah, all these cars driving around, they don't have any regular fuel. This guy's diesel, I can tell he is, because it sounds like a damn washing machine. The Mercedes, when they came out with that diesel, and you'd sit there next to him at the light, it just sounds like a damn washing machine running. Look at all the cars. Yeah, I know your car's not diesel. She thinks she's going to pull in there and get some fuel. That freaking Acura is not diesel. Dude. Good luck. So, they don't have plastics over the pump handle. They just have paper signs. Because they just ran out of fuel an hour ago. Look at all these people driving around in circles. So, let's see, it is 12 noon. So, 11 o'clock, they ran out of fuel at the Murphy Express in Fort Walton. So, and all the companies are different, because what I read online yesterday is, you know, some of them were like, well, we got a shortage of truckers, but we're not going to run out of fuel. Like, you're going to run out of fuel if every idiot in the world is bringing a whole bunch of gas cans. Look at this. This one wants to back out, and all these cars are driving around like piranhas. Well, you're stupid if you can't read. There's an older couple. They're over here. I'm doing a gas cap. Like, really? Big paper. 8x10 says, no gas but diesel. It's not hard to figure out. You know damn well if there was hardly anybody hanging around and there weren't like 100 people in line, that there's no gas. So, what a mess. It's funny because I just gave away a humongous tank before I put the stuff in storages. I gave away a humongous, brand new fuel tank to the mission. They're just taking up space. And, you know, I have a little tiny one that I keep in the car, and I keep it washed and clean all the time. But I've, you know, probably used it 2 times in my life. I just keep it in the event of emergency. You know, if I'm, you know, driving cross country and I run across some place where there's no fuel for miles and miles and miles, and I've got to go get some fuel because my car ran out, which is a really bad thing. It's so hard on your fuel pump. Then, you know, I have that to where I can get the gas, because a lot of them won't even sell you fuel unless you have a legitimate fuel tank. I tried that years ago with like some stuff out of the trash can, you know, like a gallon-sized jug of empty jug of milk and all that, and they're like, we can't sell it to you. So I was a friend of mine from the Walmart Auto I've known for several years. I asked him what you think about the fuel shortage. He said, well, we got 3 cars. He said, my wife filled up right before all this mess. And he says, my other car got about 3/4 and the other one got about half, but I'm not really sweating it. So I think people are getting too excited. I said, yeah. It's sort of like when the hurricane comes, everybody goes out and buys all the batteries, and and toilet paper and everything else and candles. And then you go to the store to buy one and you can't get any because they sold it out. And all that crap just sits. Just like storing water, bottled water. You can't store bottled water. It's really bad. And that plastic, it gets fungus in it and stuff. So you don't want to buy 10 tons of it and let it just sit. It's not good for you. But, yeah. I remember one year, my friend Louise Morris, at her house, during the ice storm, it ripped the power box directly off the house. And so her and her grown daughters were over there hanging out. They were hanging out all together because everybody was scared to stay in the dark because there was nothing. There was no kind of fuel to cook, anything. Refrigerators, food was going bad. Freezers were going bad. And it was just horrible. And it lasted for like, a couple weeks. Her house was down about a month because she had trouble getting the power company to give her power because the box was ripped off the house, and it was just a living nightmare. But anyway, I had called over there. She had phone service. It actually worked. And I said, look, she says, God, it's horrible. We don't have candles. We don't have nothing. And I said, look, I got like a case of candles. I always keep a case of candles since I moved to the South. Always. When you see them on sale and that, buy them. And stock up on them. I don't care if it's tea candles or what. Buy them and keep about a big box of them. Like say a 1 foot by 1 foot square box full of candles. And then you can use, teacup saucers and stuff to set the candles on and all that. You just have to pay attention to them because you set the house on fire. And so I went over there and I brought her a bunch of candles. Because I knew the family was there and there was babies. One of the girls had kids, and I said, here's some candles. I come over the next night, and what are they doing? They got like 3 candles sitting there playing cards and games and all that, and I'm like, are you kidding me? You're just wasting them because we don't know how long this is going to last. And for her house, it was over a month. So they wasted a bunch of candles in about a week. They would have lasted them a month, but people don't have the justification. You know how people do. They don't think of the future. They just think of the moment, and that's what gets them in trouble. So, anyway, where did that girl look for? Yep. No fuel for Walton.